Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. There's many ways to figure out if a decision is just or not. And I will use only two ways for someone to figure it out. One is this. If you see that that decision, that rule or law applies equally without preference to everybody, then most likely that's just. That's the first one. The second one, put yourself in the position of the person who's going to be at the receiving end of that act or, law or rule. And if you don't like it, and I think pretty much you would not find it just, then that means most likely that is not just. Because it's one thing to like it when you are on the side of dispensing laws and rules and regulations and you think they're just. Another thing, when you remove yourself from this position, put yourself on the other side and see from the receiving end how it looks. And if that looks just, then probably is just. Now, we have here an article, after all this being said, where a lot of people are hailing this decision. And I think that if you put each and every person in that position, they will disagree. But they are outside of the jurisdiction of this decision. Reuters, October 1st, 2022. Olympics. Russia slams idea of making athletes condemn war in order to compete. I know that people that are smart understand immediately what am I trying to say here about my introduction and this. This is specifically designed for the Russians now. So Russians are at the receiving end right now. And you and I are at the dispensing end. And we say, yes, they should do that. The problem is this. Would you like that to be applied to you regarding another issue? You should not get a job until you say, I'm for or against this issue. Would you want that? Would you want not to be allowed to participate in, your children to play in the playground unless they say, I like this race and I don't like that race? Would you like that? No, you wouldn't. It wouldn't be just. But you like it now, not you. These weasels that propose the idea. You like it because they're on the other side. That tells me it's unjust. So let's see what these guys are saying. It's dangerous for the idea. Not for this. We make the Russians condemn war. Yes, we did. But the idea was trampled on. What's going to be next? You pledge allegiance to what? The United States president? Everybody at the Olympics? Because he's the best and he knows and he's pure? That's what I'm talking about. Go. If you accept this, you're going to go to the next one, and next one. They don't want you to be free and independent. No, they want you to be controlled. Reuters. Russia accused the head of the International Olympic Committee on Saturday of violating Olympic principles by suggesting that its athletes might be allowed to return to competition provided they did not support the invasion of Ukraine. They're not fighting. That's a personal preference. That's a personal belief. Should I have the right personal beliefs in order to go and compete with another guy in track and field? Yeah? Why is that? Oh, what if a person is divorced? That shows bad character. The communists said that. If you were divorced, you could not have a managerial position under the communists. Should we implement that? Well, I think about 60% of the society will be, dare I say, oh, by the way, if you had a traffic ticket, you should not be allowed to compete because you break the law. You're a criminal. Should we go to that? How if you start this, is the principle. Oh, how about the guys who dropped an atomic bomb be right now, their bodies out and scattered in the wind? Can we do that ceremony today? We still have time. It's light outside. No, why not? Can we grab the people who illegally bombed Yugoslavia and put them in jail? They're still alive? A lot of them. And they're very revered. Should we do that? No. Okay, then move on. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. Who are those persons from the International Olympic Committee, the head? Who is that? I want to see. That is a tyrant. Tyrant. Responding to the idea from IOC President Thomas Bach. Bach, you're a bitch. One sport federation chief said Olympics participation should not require athletes to become traitors. Russia's news agency quoted Sports Minister Oleg Martitsin as saying, the main task of the International Olympic movement is to provide athletes with equal access to participation in the Olympic Games, regardless of their views and religious tradition and citizenship. End quote. Yeah, but you talk with hacks. Those guys are just active members of an ideology and political hacks. So this guy Martitsin said Russia would keep talking to the IOC and hoped it would change its stance. Bach's latest statement goes against Olympic principles. Not only that, the Olympic principles. I'm talking about life in general and society. Olympic principles. If you have Olympic principles, you will not have anybody but Greek tribes fighting in the Olympics. That's all. Nobody else. That's their party. Out with Romanians, out with, I don't know, Burkina Faso, United States, out. If you go by that, and there should be no war. Ever. Anywhere during the Olympics. That's how it used to be under the Greeks. But you know, we banned here, we banned there, we banned here, but now what are we going to do? We're really. Even Hitler organized in 36 or 38, I think, whatever it was, the Olympics then. Didn't he? Yeah. And they were a success. All right. Oh my God. I think they're going to come to get me now because I said that. If it was a success, what am I to say? It wasn't because it was Hitler? All right. He added, what do these words of Bach mean? That we must now condemn our people, our president, our country? What is this meaning of his words? What kind of choice is that? The IOC issued guidance to sports governing bodies in February to remove from competition athletes from Russia and Belarus, which let Moscow use its territory as a launch pad for February 24th invasion of Ukraine. Bach, actually like a Bach, like a, Bach, explaining for me is, you know what it is. IOC's thinking told Italian newspaper Corriere della Sera, it is not about necessarily having Russia back. It's about having athletes with a Russian passport who do not support the war back in competition. What are you talking? This war has not been started by the Russian athletes. Russia, which traditionally prides itself as an Olympic powerhouse, has been barred for competitions. Yeah, it's been barred because about money, it's about interest. You know how much money these guys are making with their commercials? Well, you don't want to see Gazprom over there being the main sponsor and Nike the third one. That's what it is among others. It's so much interest. It's such a big industry, including the pharmaceutical pharmacy. Oh my God, industry, including that, and with the doping. Really? Remember how the Greeks were doing it? Not that. You know how they did it? They allowed anybody to get intoxicated with whatever they can find. Remember that they were taking all kind of leaves and all kind of things and snorting and doing it. All of a sudden here, no, we can't. We gotta be clean. Do you think they're clean? Do you think they're clean? Let's get a country here that doesn't have the resources of a rich country. Some have, with the resources, with nutrition, with all those things. It's already rigged. So why don't you say, take whatever you want. If your heart explodes over there in the track and field, it was your choice. You're an adult. You're not a child. They cheat anyway. And after they cheat, they don't take their medals away. Carl Lewis is an example. Remember Seoul, South Korea? Remember that? I think it was 88 or something, or whatever it was. He tested positive before the Olympics, during the Olympics, after the Olympics. And he's Carl Lewis, the greatest and Jesus Christ, pill popper. I'm getting so, I don't know, man. I don't know. It's frustrating. So much hypocrisy. So much injustice. So much we can do it, but you can't. Why? Because we're gonna punch you in the face. And they say, no, it's a world ruled by law. Our law that we trample at every second, however we want it. Upside down, inside out, and all that. I hate that. I don't like it. Or unless they come and say, you know what, we're all thugs here, and everything is about this, okay? United Nations, get out, okay? Who got this? And atomic bombs is the ruler, and we do whatever we want based on who punches who in the face. That's the way it is, but they tell us, and we have to tell our children, hey, honey, you know it's a law, and you don't drive faster because the police officer will come and stop you and give you a ticket. You have to follow the law because it's a law, it's a law, it's a law. And these guys go 3,000 miles with the speed limit. I'm sick of this. It's unbelievable. And what do? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.